Welcome one and all. We are back with another season, back and better than ever, of AEL University League. And I'm very excited to be back. We've had a bit of a break now and we are ready for some more action. And I'm joined today by none other than Kadius, and I haven't casted it yet, so I'm actually very keen for today.
Absolutely, and it's nice to meet you too as well, Tins. And we got some great games ahead of us today, hopefully on the Rocket League Stadium.
Exactly right, and we've got some great teams competing here yet again, and they're all fighting out for those top two positions in each group, I believe, to see who will make the playoffs. But it's only week one, we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves thinking about that. These players are raring to go here, but we do have to give a shout out to our sponsors that help make this whole event possible, that being Chatime, the main sponsor of this channel. Definitely go pick up some bubble tea. We've got Indomie, great partner. If you need that quick and instant ready meal, you know, a lot of uni students would like the meat Goreng. We get that going straight away, so definitely go check out Indomie instant ready noodles, AOC Monitors, what these players are looking at, and AOC have some of the best in the business, as well as what we see, what we hear as well. Rig headsets are definitely a place to go for that amazing sound quality. And first up, we actually have the University of Sydney going up against Southern Cross University. I'm very interested as one of the US Sydney teams made it into that playoffs, they made it into that top six. Southern Cross just not really able to make it, so I'm really hoping that they come back this season bigger and better.
Yeah, it should definitely be a good one. And I mean, week one is always an exciting time in any tournament, right? It's got the calm, still water, and looking to see which teams exactly are going to be able to sprout up and make an early name for themselves here in the competition.
Yeah, exactly right. We've got some great players. I'll be honest, I'm going to give a bit of a shout out here to Biker Glasses. I myself am a Rocket League player. I've been queuing ranked for quite a while, and I've actually seen Biker Glass be completely on the grind. I've seen him get into the ranks that I've been queuing into and way above. So it's great to see these players putting in that time in the off season, working on their ranks individually. I'm just really hoping we can see them really come together as a team. And on top of that, look to bring those individual skills together and just see how they can compete in this season.
Definitely. So game one, if you want to walk us through exactly what's going to be kicking off the night.
So game one, we actually have the University of Sydney Open Net Esports, which I love how these teams can really bring in their own names and it really shows some character. Open Nets, you know, they're one of the hardest things to hit in Rocket League, and hopefully they don't have too much trouble with that tonight. Going up against Southern Cross University Yellow, so they definitely have a few sides that we've seen on the stream. That will be our first match, and then the second match will be none other than UniSA beat Lethal. And I want to put the emphasis on the beat Lethal because last season they had the beating Lethal side, and you know, they managed to do it. They made it through the upper bracket in the playoffs. They beat the team of Lethal in that grand final. So now they're coming back in this season. They're like, you know what, we've beat Lethal now. What's next? So they'll be going up against the MQ Nasi Goreng team. Speaking of me Goreng, speaking of instant ready noodles, definitely good to see them on stream. And then the next match will be the Australian Catholic University going up against RMIT Black. And I have had a little bit of a peep at some of the players that we're going to be seeing today on stream, and seeing them around the OCE scene is definitely interesting to me. And now I'm really keen to see how they go in this tournament.
Absolutely. I mean, some major universities for sure there. So definitely going to be some great players coming out of those. I'm expecting at least. But, you know, as you mentioned, some great names, Open Net Esports, possibly maybe either a good luck charm or a jinx of a name. We'll see exactly when the game unfolds which one it decides to fall on. But yeah, no, I'm very keen, very excited.
Yeah, exactly right, and I'm very interested to see. Sorry, we're just having a little bit of trouble getting the players sorted and getting them into this lobby, so we won't be a second. You won't have to listen to us sit here and blabber on all night, but I do want to talk about these teams, and as I said, this is the first week in the competition. I see some of the names already, and they're starting to head in. They're looking pretty keen to get started, but it is going to be really good to see how these players adapt. Some of these teams have been together for seasons. Some of these teams might just be coming together for the first time. So it will be very interesting to see, as I said, how they look to play with each other, how that team chemistry is looking, and will the teams that were on top before be the ones to stay on top? But, you know, that's enough from us. I'm looking at these players. They're in the lobby. They're ready to go. And without further ado...
They are looking like they are rearing up to get into it. And there they go. They're hopping in right now. So going to be only a second before we get in here. But definitely lots of... lots of exciting new names for me specifically here. And, I'm just looking and very keen to see who exactly is going to be the ones to, really make this early name for themselves early in the tournament when things are still up in the air.
Exactly right. And game number 1, Milkman actually starting off with a banger. Nice double touch off the first kickoff, and they'll be the one to start this. Well, I would say tournament for me, but this is the first one I've casted. So for me, that goal pretty much kicks off the tournament.
Absolutely. We're going to see if they can keep that momentum going here on the second point.
Nice early touch there in the midfield. Classic will be up. Actually gets the ceiling reset. Don't think they'll quite have enough to get back to it. And Biker Glass on it here. Actually, one of the players I watched out for. A lovely pass in the midfield to Witzel.
And he is able to grab that one up. Definitely beautifully executed. Bounces it off the wall, and then a great angle there right over the top of the defense is able to pick up their first point of the match.
Yeah, 1-1 just starting out here, and we did have a fair amount of blowout games in the last season, but a nice demo coming out there. Couldn't quite convert on that one, but a good infield pass from Biker. A shot on target, but will be played aside.
Always love to see a good demo, especially early on in the competition. These players, they are rearing to get some points scored.
Yeah, definitely. 30 seconds passing, not any more shots on net as of yet. As I said, Biker is one of the players to watch out for me, and definitely proving why. As a double touch coming out, it might find its way into the bottom corner, but is going to be hit aside.
Washed Hoops main there with some good defense, but as you were mentioning, Biker Glass here really putting on a show in this game 1. The way he's able to control this ball in the air, it's proving very impressive so far. A near miss there, unfortunately, doesn't quite get it in. It is bouncing around the rim so close, but not quite.
Had the opportunity there, a few really good opportunities, just the defense, I think, really showing up from Southern Cross Yellow. And I'll be honest, I was talking to someone who said Southern Cross Yellow might be one of the teams to watch out for, but so is UCIT as they get another one on the board.
Absolutely, this one is really beautifully done. Gets it right in between the two defenders, and unfortunately, Fisher Boy there, a little bit too far back, wasn't in the position to get the block off. And they are finding themselves in a nice 1-point lead comfortably. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in the round.
We do talk about those first game jitters, and this might be the first games for the entire tournament for these teams, and the first game that being on stream. So maybe taking a while to feel each other out, kind of feel the play style of not only their team, but also their opponents. So still not looking shaky though, really playing well together as shots are coming out on target. Fisher Boy with a nice clear downfield.
He's got some boost here. Let's see if he can get anything done with it. Biker Glass manages to get the intercept. He's taking it all the way downfield right now. Setting up potentially? No.
Actually, very nice wave dashes downfield, low on boost, so wave dash is good mechanic to keep that speed. Couldn't quite convert on that one, but the infield passes right now from Biker Glass to Witzel are looking very dangerous, and that's when we talk about that team chemistry, and it really feels like they've been playing with each other in the off-season.
Definitely, and I'm excited to see once these players do kind of start adapting to each other. It's one of the best things about competitive Rocket League, in my opinion, is, you know, as you start to get to the later points and the later rounds, once the players really are warmed up to each other, you start seeing the mind games, the fake outs, and they start getting really comfortable with those sorts of things.
Yeah, and that's one thing I always said I love with this university. I mentioned this in the high school as well, as actually a double touch might interrupt. Couldn't quite put that one on target when we played aside. But I definitely love the fact that a team you verse in the week number 1 will be completely different to the team you verse in week number 9. They're so good at those mid-season adjustments, but on top of that, they're really good at adapting mid-series to the kind of playstyle they need to perform at.
Definitely, and hopefully we'll see a little bit of it in this first game night tonight. Maybe even in this very game itself. Do have a high ball here. Looking to get defended by UCID. See if they can get some momentum on it. Ooh, there's a potential goal. No, just a little bit too high there from Biker Glass. Didn't quite have the angle, otherwise that definitely would have been another point. Comfortable 2-point lead is definitely where you want to be with only 1 minute 20 left on the clock.
Exactly right. And we talk about those 1-goal leads as well, as the game is not over when the ball touches 0. So that 1-goal lead is a good lead. It is a lead, but it's never safe in Rocket League considering that
Definitely
0-second
tentative.
goal.
Oh, but here we go. Milkman looking to get that one over the defense. Beautifully done. And as we were just talking about that 1-point lead, here it is, tied up by Southern Cross Yellow, getting themselves up nicely into an even 2-2 with only 1 minute left on the clock. So this is looking to be an explosive ball.
Yeah, anyone's game. And that being said, it is a best of 5. So first of 3 wins will take away the series win, as it's looking a very close game 1 here. Is shots coming out, just able to get the save. A bump on each other in the field. Teammates are bumping each other.
That does look like it's going to go in. No! Oh my goodness! What? That had to have been pixels from a score. It is going to go over the top of Milkman. Washed Hoops main trying to get the defense here, desperately get it out of the corner of Southern Cross Yellow. But the offense here from UCID is relentless, and they're going for another attack by the looks of things.
I almost want a replay, and if you know what, if OpenNet University are the team that lose this game, they would be wanting to go into the replay and have a look at that one. I almost guarantee it was in, but not quite, as we will find a 2-all lead here. 2-all draw is 10 seconds to go in the game. It is in the corner. Classic looking to pass that one infield. Might be on, but good save by Fisher to play one outside. Classic is going to try and push that one downfield. Bucket Glass just gets to it in time. Going off the backboard.
Is he going to get this in? Oh, just barely a little bit too far to the left there. We are going to go into overtime here between the two teams. You know, it's going to be a good set when game 1 already overtime between the two teams here.
Exactly right, and it's good to see this level of competition coming early, but Witzel is going to end it early with 9 seconds after the kickoff.
Right over the top there, we saw the demo onto Washed Hoops, and they just used that numbers advantage there in the defense to just sneak that one over the top. Beautifully done from UCID. They're going to take out game 1 in this best of 5 series.
Yeah, and looking very interesting moving forward, as I feel like they were really good match between the teams in that game number 1, and I think they're only just starting to learn on how to play with each other. But it did seem like UCID had more ball control moving forward. The infield passes looked to be more on point. You got Witzel and Bikerglass with that connection. SCU just seeming to be a little bit on the defensive end and kind of on that back foot throughout that series.
Absolutely, and Witzel, I mean, looking at the statistics here, just really dominating the goals. All 3 points for his team scored by Witzel, 2 of which were off the assist from Biker Glass, who, you know, we were mentioning earlier on in that game, his kind of ball handling abilities, ability to get the ball near the net, pass it towards the center field, where Witzel is 90% of the time there, set up, looking to get an angle, and just really beautiful teamwork between those two. And I'm excited to see if they can carry that momentum forward in this best of 5.
Yeah, and looking to move forward, hopefully we can get on to the next one, and will be very interesting. Game 1, UCID, they only got to take away 2 more, and SCU definitely still needing to climb up those ranks to try and tie out this series, which only time will tell if they're able to do it in game number 2 here.
Yeah, which we are about to hop right on into, and honestly, I am very excited to see exactly if Southern Cross Yellow do have kind of that X factor we're talking about, and their ability to adapt, start dealing with the kind of offensive pressure we saw from UCID, because it really was relentless. They were kind of just trying to keep the ball out of their net the best they can, and this is almost not looking like a good start, as we have a repeat performance. Witzel over the top, just like last game, and that's going to be the first point secured already.
Yeah, and a very nice goal to start things off. You've just won that game number 1. You definitely want to top it off with a game like that, and they're able to pull that out yet again. Only 8 seconds in.
Is up in the air. Witzel does hit it towards center. There's no one there to get the ball going, though. So that does mean that Southern Cross Yellow are going to have a little bit of an opportunity here. See if they're able to take it all the way. No, Classic Destruct hitting it up. Some beautiful defense there.
Almost finding its way into the goal there. Yeah, catching the defense a little bit off guard. Bike Glass is able to clear that one down. Classic will take
beautiful.
Over. Bump in midfield, almost gave them an opportunity. It is high. Witzel is up for it. Can they place well? Actually choose to go for the double touch, but couldn't convert there. And University of
Might
Southern
have this. He's trying to go over the defense here, but unfortunately not able to find it.
Just seems like the Southern Cross University, they're just stuck on that defensive end. It's just attack after attack coming on that net. They're able to save it, but how long can you hold out this kind of attack?
Yeah, Witsel definitely very aggressive with these goal attempts here. We saw in that game 1, 8 shots total, and obviously only 3 of them made it in, but you can just tell how much this man is just trying so hard to get these points secured.
3 minutes 30 to go, and they might have an opportunity here looking for that quick counter-attack over to Biker Glass. Plays it off the backboard, not having enough.
Witsel's in position again. Oh, not quite.
Just couldn't.
You can see that combo, though, that we were talking about. You've got just Witsel sitting in the midfield with Biker Glass, going for these aerial plays off the side, and there we go, almost as if we were predicting it. We see Biker Glass with that aerial ball handling, nudging the ball towards center field, and then it lands. Witsel's there, and it gets the goal knocked in just like that. Beautiful teamwork.
A perfect double touch there to put that one in harm's way for the side of Southern Cross, and really nice start here. We talked about that first game warm-up, and maybe it was UCID that was just coming in, you know, cold hands, ready to warm up, and now they're showing what they have to offer as classic here with plenty of time in the midfield. Going to Witsel. Witsel back in the midfield, almost a fake play with the amount of passes they're pulling off, but not quite, as they couldn't finish that one off. Milkman now looking for the attack here. Zero boost to work with. Will be forced to just shoot that on net. It is easily brushed aside there by Witsel.
Definitely UCID here, showing that not only do they have monstrous attack prowess, but they are also able to defend when push comes to shove. Oop.
A little bit of a touch in the midfield there, but I really want to say Southern Cross, they're doing well at looking for these demo plays. They start, as we see one come on the board just then, but they're looking for these demos. They're looking to start opening up that midfield. But right now, University of Sydney really controlling the midfield, and Biker Glass controlling the backboard.
Biker Glass there absolutely just pincered that one through all 3 defenders of Southern Cross Yellow. Absolutely amazingly placed angle. And a well-earned point for sure. 3-point lead with only 2 minutes left in the clock here for this game 2. Southern Cross Yellow, obviously Rocket League being a game where you can't count them out just yet, but definitely is looking like a very convincing second game from University of Sydney here.
Exactly right. The amount of kickoff goals that can happen, that's definitely the case. As Milkman looking to get one on the board right now, but couldn't beat out the defense as Classic plays on it to the midfield. And talking about that midfield, just the pressure that University of Sydney has in that midfield. You need to start looking for those midfield boosts, try and make them back off to get some pressure just relieved to them on the defensive end, but they can't quite as Biker Glass. They're going to put one on target, and awkward positioning from Washed Hoops Main means that Biker Glass will find yet their second goal in this game.
Definitely came through with that momentum there. Got it right over the top of Washed Hoops Main. Unfortunately, didn't have the angle to knock it out of the goal. And that was going to be Biker Glass getting themselves in 4-point lead now comfortably with 1:30 left in the round. We'll see who is potentially going to be maybe either clawing themselves back here, Southern Cross Yellow, or securing this lead even further from University of Sydney. And Biker Glass looking to make it the latter here as he scores the 5th point for University of Sydney in this second game.
Got to give credit there to Biker Glass. That flick and the control to keep that on your car, as well as the backboard pressure there from Witsel. Then to follow it up, we talked about their connection, and they are showing it on display right now. Absolutely amazing, as Biker Glass heavily going to win that kickoff. Milkman left to just try and clear that, but straight to Witsel, who looks for the infield pass, and such a tough angle, but it's so good to see they're looking for those passes. They're looking to really throw out and bait the defense out of their own end, as Witsel up for it yet again. Defense caught in an awkward position, might have placed it perfectly, but good save from Washed Hoops Main.
Definitely not quite able to get the angle there on that flick to secure the goal, but Classic Destruct almost blindsiding Southern Cross Yellow there with a well-placed shot over the top. And here we go, Biker Glass once again getting that beautiful aerial shot. It's almost like deja vu right through multiple defenders of Southern Cross Yellow.
Exactly right. We've seen it time and time again. Just a beautiful pass in the midfield from Witsel, setting up Biker perfectly, and not only putting it in good placement, but putting it in with power is exactly what you're going to need. And they're definitely looking like a dangerous team here, and it's only week 1. They've still got plenty of time to try and pull off more plays like this. And we can say it over and over again, but it just keeps happening. The chemistry right now.
Yeah, they definitely, the teamwork between these players is phenomenal, and Biker Glass really showing that he has some incredible ball handling skills, specifically in the air, landing these aerial shots. And, you know, those aerial shots and that ball handling skills, you know, it's something that we're not really seeing from the players of Southern Cross Yellow here, and it is kind of being the deciding factor. And goodness me, it seems like the defense is just getting deconstructed as the round goes by, and these points are just coming quicker and quicker than the last.
Exactly right, and pun intended with the classic destruct there, and definitely a good one to just kind of start out the season. But on top of that, I do want to see more from Southern Cross Yellow. They're really putting themselves out of position. Maybe it's the boost that just is not working, as we have a double demo off the kickoff there. But 30 seconds to go, you're in that mindset if you're on Southern Cross Yellow. You're just wanting to go next. You're already in the mindset of, you know, we'll regather ourselves, we'll try and maybe get a goal on the board, try and get that momentum back, and really look forward to that next game, because that next game is match point, and it's going to be a do or die here.
They're just kind of gathering information, more importantly, as well, just trying to really deconstruct what the members of UCID are doing that is being so effective, and maybe trying to put up, you know, a little bit of a countermeasure plan to stop them from getting their game plan off quite so easily. But definitely a really, really dominant game 2 here from UCID.
Exactly right. They're going to take game number 2 there. And more of that I really want to see from Southern Cross University is just trying to pinpoint those infield passes. Know that that's a huge part of UCID's game. If you can start looking to put that into your rotation instead of going the usual back post, start to play a little bit more infield pass, cut those passes off early, because that's when you'll start to see really good opportunities, because all 3 players are really pushing up the field from UCID right now. They're looking for those passes. They're looking to be aggressive. And a huge boomer over the top of the UCID side might become an option where they can get some easy goals. But game 3, you're in a do-or-die situation. UCID looking for the clean sweep here in this series.
Yeah, and it does look like the momentum in this first ball is going to be in the favor of Southern Cross Yellow. See if they maybe have turned things around.
Quiet here is an early challenge from Witsel. We'll put that high into the midfield. Milkman actually being one of the more aerial players for Southern Cross University are able to get up there and try and get that clear. But we see yet again Milkman actually on the ball there, looking for a nice pass and a great cutoff there from Washed Hoops main for that pass. And it's left with an open net, but a double commit meant that no player was middle to put it away.
Really beautifully done. Basically stopped what was certain death there. Witsel getting that beautiful pass across the midfield to Biker Glass, who was assuredly looking to score up a goal there, but some great interception was able to stop that one from happening. We do have a demo here.
It is nice. And early in this game still at a 0-all as a pre-jump pass play coming in from Biker Glass over to Classic, forcing out the defense. Witsel might have a shot, actually places it almost perfect.
Classic Destruct unfortunately stops the goal from happening. Oh, you have to be thinking about the team comms right now, exactly what must be going on.
I think they're starting to look for a few fun plays here, looking to get it on the board, but just an unfortunate error, and then the follow-up not able to be converted. Now might give Southern Cross Yellow a few opportunities here as they look for that infield pass, and it's actually going to be an own goal from Witsel, who puts it through.
Yeah, definitely unfortunate to see, but this is exactly what Southern Cross University we're really looking for here. And Witsel with the whoops coming through. Of course, acknowledges the mistake. Hopefully it doesn't happen again.
I love the text coming in from Wash Hoops mate saying, "Oh, yeah, we'll turn our monitors on now. Now we'll try."
Now they're playing for cereal. Hopefully we'll see exactly what they're able to get done with those monitors, with their newfound ability to see the game. And with a 1-point lead, definitely does seem to be making a little bit of a difference compared to game 2 here.
They're having a few good opportunities here, but their accuracy is not the same as another shot coming out from Wash Hoops mate from downtown.
Absolutely, that was a great shot. Pretty pretty far away as well. We see it go right over the top of Classic Destruct, past Witzel and past Biker Glass. All three members, and none of them were able to get in touch with it, and just straight away getting themselves a comfortable 2-point lead.
Yeah, I think University of Sydney needs to take that back foot there, regather themselves, and start to work on their shooting accuracy, as they have been hitting the crossbar a bit side wall, just not finding the shot percentage that they did in the first game as a double commit out in midfield, but it does work out. They're looking to beat out the defender. Biker Glass is actually there. And he's going to 50
Biker Glass.
Defender.
Really well done. Was able to get it right past Fisher Boy here. You see Fisher Boy was waiting on the defense, but Biker Glass was just too fast. Absolutely blindsided him. Got the ball right through. And USID showing that, you know, they're not out of this game. Putting themselves up on the board.
2.5 minutes to go here. 2-1 to Southern Cross Yellow, which is looking a lot better than they have in previous games, but Biker Glass trying to get fakes out in the midfield. Manages to get one, but will get 50 by the other. Classic Destruct there to clean up the slack, pick up the play, and a good beat out in the midfield actually by Witzel. Puts the pressure straight back on. A bump in midfield, an opportunity. I don't know whether that was a mistouch or Classic not reading the pass play, but they can't convert on that possession.
Milkman here may be able to set up a goal, but no, Witzel. Great defense there, denying that one from happening, and now Biker Glass looking to make another great setup play with Witzel. We'll see if they're able to make it happen. The dynamic duo once again. There's the center field pass. Witzel looking to try and get the angle, but none presenting themselves thus far. And this offense, we've talked about it before, it is relentless coming out from USID here. Multiple shot attempts. And Southern Cross Yellow just not able to get possession of the ball at all. Every time they hit it away, there is just a member of USID there ready to receive it, ready to keep the offense going.
Yeah, and they're looking really good on offense from USID, as we saw another pass play come out there, but yet again, it's just not a target. What an angle from Biker Glass, but just couldn't convert. Now going off the ceiling. We'll have plenty of time here and all the boosts to work with. Missed touch. Classic Destruct tries to clean it up. Can't quite. All three players in net trying to make the save, and they finally do, but that's not going to stop the attack here as Witzel bet down to Biker Glass. Biker Glass going off the sidewall yet again, really trying to maybe even get a highlight goal on the board.
Witzel here, can he get the aerial shot? No, great defense from Milkman, but Biker Glass, again, they're just waiting there. There's always someone there to receive and just keep the pressure going, and that really does seem to be USID's biggest strength in this game so far. Washed up Hoops main, unfortunately, missing a bit of an empty goal there. Didn't quite have the angle of attack needed.
20 seconds to go here. Biker Glass is up nice and early, trying to play that one in the midfield. Good early jump by Milkman. And now Witzel up, going to be beat out by Fisher Boy, who plays it down, but yet again, they're getting these clears, but they're just not getting enough to try and get it past the blue defense, but they don't have to for now. 7 seconds to go. It's do or die here to try and sweep this series. Shot opportunity is going to be on target, but good save by Milkman. And with that, it will touch the ground. SCU taking their first game in this reverse sweep opportunity here.
Milkman there, quite literally saving the game. Definitely well played and beautiful game there from Southern Cross Yellow. They got their point lead, and then all they did for the rest of the game was just keep it. They just played that defense. The offense from University of Sydney, it might be absolutely relentless, but the defense was just as relentless. And, you know, all you need to do is maintain that lead, and when the clock hits 0, you get yourself the lead. They might not have scored for probably the majority of the later half of that game, but it didn't really matter. They just played to their strengths there and withstood the offensive pressure coming out of University of Sydney. And we'll look to see if they can maybe do it again in this game and get us off to a Game 5 in only our first game of the second season so far.
What a save coming out from Washed Hoops, mate. Might have been crossbar down, but won't quite. Now having an opportunity, and it's exactly what we talk about. They figured out what they had to do. They made that mid-game adjustment, mid-series adjustment, which is what I'd love to see. They've noticed that University of Sydney is pushing really far up, so they're looking for those touches downfield, try and get those long clears, and they did manage to score a few, and then they just had to solidly rotate on defense. You don't really have to force anything, you don't have to play outside your comfort zone. They're doing what they do best in order to get this win, and it's looking alright. But Biker Glass up for it, couldn't quite, it is dangling in front of net, Witzel opting not to go.
Definitely a great pass from Witsel onto Biker Glass, but the angle of attack not quite found, but not this time. Definitely not letting that be a repeat performance as Classic Donut able to do what Biker Glass could not, snagging that one over the top of the defense from Southern Cross Yellow.
It's one thing about USAID that they're doing really well is they're utilizing that backboard, as they know that SCU doesn't really like to play that backboard defense. So they're looking to constantly pull on that backboard. And once they get on that offensive end, they don't stop attack after attack, forcing out those defensive errors, which is what we saw there. Capitalizing on that in the first game here is a beat out in the midfield. Now looking to return the favor, but not if Witsel has anything to say about a good shot opportunity. 2 players up for it. This is that moment they might have to go long, but they just can't quite get the touch, and it will be played out to a 50. D-struck on it, good 50 out in the midfield.
Absolutely well played. We got Biker Glass here looking to set it up off onto Witsel, and they find it indeed. That's the old 1-2 between those 2 players. Again, the dynamic duo of University of Sydney doing what they do best. We see them getting a nice pass down the middle of the center field there and snugged nicely into the corner. 2-point lead, 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in this game 4. Definitely the pressure is on. Southern Cross Yellow on their backs to the wall here. If they lose this one, they are going to have to, unfortunately, take their first game of the season with an L, which is not what you want to see. So they're going to be fighting for their lives here.
Exactly right. And it's such a harsh tournament format in a way, as you've got so many players in a group, but Biker Glass actually going to interrupt, put another one on the board there, and they are not joking about here. They're looking to get this win and this series here, and Biker Glass leading the way.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like they've kind of figured out what went wrong in game number 3, letting Southern Cross Yellow get that early lead and allow them to play the defense game, the waiting game. Didn't let that happen this time. They've gotten their early points, which means obviously Southern Cross Yellow can't just play defense. They do have to go onto the offense occasionally. And with that, obviously there is going to start to be cracks, and those cracks are being abused by the USAID team more and more.
Just over 2.5 minutes to go here, and finally on the offensive end, but it is going to be short-lived as Witsel looking to get a touch there. Classic will take over into the infield. Biker Glass yet again. 4-goal lead already and still half a game to go.
He's just so good at landing these aerial shots. Just goes up with a bit of boost and just finds those angles to just knock it through multiple defenders of the enemy team. Those are not undefended shots at all, and yet he's just able to sneak them through so well.
Opportunity here. Witsel will be in the corner. I might actually be looking for a pinch, but it's hard to pinch one way when your teammate also comes from the other way. Cancelling out, ball will just drop down. Still awkward though in the defensive end. Biker Glass getting a good beat onto the backboard with that Witsel yet again. And right now, SCU just really having trouble clearing this ball out.
Yeah, you were mentioning it earlier, just the ability to use those backboard rebound shots from USAID. Witsel setting up the bounce into Biker Glass, securing the dunk, or vice versa. We've seen it multiple times this game. It's definitely been a way that they've scored a good amount of their points. And, you know, maybe not Southern Cross Yellow here in this game, but, I'm keen to see maybe some other teams in their group, or just even in other groups, maybe looking to face them later down the line in the competition. Just to really take note of that and see if they can adapt and start putting in a lot more of that backboard defense to cut off this team and their relentless offense.
Exactly right. And we talk about those groups, and we will get to see a fair few today. This is Group C that we're watching now, as Witsel getting another one on the board, playing the defense with a nice fake there. But as I said, we will get to see a bit of Group C. We'll be moving over to Group A and over to Group D, so we will get to go almost around the world at one point, look at these different university and the different groups to see how they'll perform. Big kickoff one there, and Biker Glass gets to it first. So hard to get back in time there when a kickoff is won that hard. And, it'd be very interesting to see how fast that ball came off that kickoff. Absolutely zooming. Biker Glass putting away for the 7-goal lead here.
7 flukes is the call from Southern Cross Yellow here. Gotta love it. And that is going to be another one off the top from Biker Glass. It seems like you said they really do just have that momentum in their favor right now, and they are just using it to full effect. The points, each one coming quicker than the last. It's almost like a repeat of that game 2 that happened. And I mean, an 8-point lead, 1:35 on the clock. You know, it's not impossible, but it does look like we're going to be seeing USID take out this game 1.
Yeah, there's not much you can do. Rocket League is such a momentum-based game, and when you've got an 8-goal lead, I always find in Rocket League, if you got that 4-0 lead from that point, or even a 3-0 lead, the goals just start stacking on. For some reason, I'm still not quite, whether it be mental or whether it just be momentum from the other team, but it just starts to pile on, and that's what we're seeing here. Goal after goal. They have everything going in their favor right now, as Biker Glass making another attempt. Witzel there to follow it up. They're not trying to end on 8-0. They are being relentless as Biker Glass finds their 5th goal here in this game.
A beautiful angle as well, right into the corner, and we see Witzel again bouncing it off the backboard for then Biker Glass to be right and ready to get that goal. And it is just their tried and true tactic, and it is definitely working wonders.
Definitely is a 9-goal lead here. Fisherboy trying to get that one, but Biker Glass will go with the clear. Under a minute to go. They're seeing how many they can put on. Biker Glass going from Musty in. Phil Mookman is there nice and early, but we see what these players are doing so well is playing off each other's hits, and we saw Witzel there doing perfectly to stay behind, knew that 50 was going to come straight to them, and they can continue that play straight away. Biker Glass looking for that center yet again. Actually, going for the goal there. Maybe you're starting to get a little bit selfish, looking for those goals, seeing how many Biker Glass can just wrap up. You've already got 5. Come on, how many more do you want?
Definitely going for glory here, trying to get that beautiful MVP of the first game for his team. Biker Glass, Witzel. The duo are in possession of the ball. We got less than 10 seconds left. We'll see if they're able to get the beautiful 10-0. Witzel looking to put it in. Does not look like they're going to be able to do it, but still 9-0. Very convincing and well played to the University of Sydney in our first game of Season 2.
Exactly right, and what a great start. We got to see some amazing plays there. I think the Biker Glass Witzel, one of the duos to watch in this competition. I think they're gonna, this isn't the last we're gonna be seeing of them moving forward.
Oh, absolutely. I'm very, very excited to see if any teams are going to be able to really build a defense that's able to stand against them, honestly, because that offense is just so crazy. It seemed like every single time Southern Cross Yellow were able to find any kind of a bit of a nook or a cranny to maybe get the ball out away from their goal, just get a little bit of a breath of fresh air. There was just someone waiting in the exact angle. It's like they knew where they would be defending the ball and where they'd be hitting it to, and there was always someone waiting to just set up another offense. And it seemed like, you know, after a while of just having offense hammered at you, really does break down kind of the mental fortitude. And then you just saw the goals start to come through quicker and quicker as that started to happen. So going to be exciting to see if anyone is able to really adapt and either match or deal with the offensive pressure that's coming through from the University of Sydney.
Exactly right, and only time will tell. Obviously, hopefully we'll get to see them on stream in upcoming games, but we've got to talk about what's next, and that is UniSA beat Lethal going up against MQ Nasi Goreng. That will be on stream next. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome. We are back here with series number 2 after watching an exciting first series there. Close 3-1 victory there to USID. Now we're moving on to the next one. We have UniSA, the defending champions, going up against MQ Nasi Goreng, and I'm very interested to see how this one turns out.
I mean, it's always exciting, right? The first game of the season, the defending champions, looking to see if they're going to be continuing that dominance or whether the underdogs are going to be kind of rising up to clutch at their heels. So I'm very excited as well.
Yeah, I got the pleasure of watching UniSA throughout many of their games last term, and they're always a pleasure to watch, having a few professional players, in my opinion, outside of Rocket League in the RLCS tournaments, things like that. So they've definitely got some high level players moving forward. That being said, I'm looking at some of the players on this MQ side, and I'm very interested to see as well how they go up against. And you're going up against the reigning champs here, so you're the underdogs. You've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. So I really hope to see MQ come out in an aggressive play style and really try and take it to them.
Yeah, absolutely. Just go to the walls and, make a real name for yourself in this first game of the season for you guys. And, I mean, our first game tonight did almost go to game 5. And hopefully, game 2 is looking to be just as close. Definitely would be awesome to see kind of an underdog team take the defending champions all the way to a 5th game to kick off, the first night of the season would be absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, exactly right. And we're just waiting for the players to get into the lobby yet again. I'm having a few conversations with the boys, and it's a lot of fun when we're waiting here in this pre-game lobby to try and get the players to go. So thank you for bearing with us. But that being said, we have one joining yet again. All the players are in. I think we're ready to go. And as I said, I'm looking at these names. I don't think this will be a blowout in a way. I think this will be a very close. And I think, look, I'm very excited to get going in this game, and so are the players as they're joining in.
It does look like we're just going to hop right into this next game. And I'm excited to see exactly what is going to be brought to the table here. So, speaking of the defending champions, exactly what are the players to watch for those watching at home here in this game?
I'm going to be honest here. I'm looking at some of the players, and we have got a special treat here in this game. We have Morse and Delusion, who have competed at the highest level in Oceanic Rocket League. On top of that, we have Swanee, who is known to be an amazing freestyle and player in their own right. And we have Zentai here, who, if I'm believing this is the right Zen, he does like to change his name here and there, but this is a Zen that has also gone to LAN events in RLCS cross-region to compete at a World Championship stage. I might have to second guess that. I want to make sure it is the right one, but we have got a lobby here full of players that any single one of them could pop off at any time.
Yeah, it definitely is looking like it's a much more fast-paced, frantic game than the first one. There is just so much contact with the ball happening at all times, so you can really feel that kind of elevated level of player skill here, and I'm here for it.
Exactly right. As we're kicking off with Neil All, a nice infield pass play from Wizard to Morse. And chemistry, almost an own goal there from Zen.
Nearly getting that self goal there. That was definitely very close.
I'm trying to do some research here. I want to find out if I'm not getting this Zen mistaken as a huge goal from Wizard there to kick us off.
Yeah, the pass came through from Morse off the side, and Wizard was just there, drifting past the defense to knock it over the top and get that first goal. Beautiful teamwork, and really exciting stuff. Obviously, we see UniSA doing what they have been expected to do, and that is kind of defend their reputation, defend their name as the team to beat in this tournament.
Exactly right, and I'm not going to count MQ out just yet, as Swanee looking to take possession here. We'll get beat out by Wizard, who's looking to get that straight back on the offensive end, and Wizard actually playing a fair amount of games last season as well, so not a stranger to this scene. A pinch play coming out from Morse and Delusion, but just off target here. Jodova looking to follow it up. Will be beat out by Wizard. Swanee actually getting demoed in the background, might free up some space. Zen with a good clear as Swanee respawns. Is able to get on the defensive end of that Delusion opportunity, but couldn't quite.
Zen with some great defense there, stopping that one from happening. And then we see the passes back and forth here from UniSA, and oh my goodness, that was nearly an incredible angle there from Morse, but unfortunately just not quite getting it. A little bit of a dink off the side of the goal. Ooh, Delusion, is that a self-goal? No, beautiful defense from Morse, keeping it alive. Definitely very, very close here. Some close calls from both teams.
Oh, Swanee almost showing. I called Swanee a freestyler earlier and almost showing me up for that as well. Almost gets the double touch. Couldn't quite. Morse just in a good position to put that around Zen, and they'll take their second goal here.
Super close between both of these teams. We see the 2-point lead come through from UniSA, but both of those points have been very hard fought and super long at that. Obviously, only 2 minutes left in this game, and only 2 points have been scored. So the pace of this game feels faster than the last game, but at the same time, less goals are being scored. It just shows kind of how good these players are exactly at, the offense, the defense, and really keeping contact with this ball and making plays happen.
Exactly, the rotations are perfect here, making sure to not give too much space in the midfield, because to either of these teams, if you give that space, they can pull off double touches like that. Morse getting the third one on, and this team is having a field day right now.
Yeah, he bounces it off the wall and then off himself to go right over the top of Zen there to grab the third goal for UniSA. And this is honestly looking like an incredible game one here. Some of the angles, some of the maneuvers coming through from these players is just spectacular.
Exactly, and Swanee will be meeting that ball nice and early. Zen now with the time on the ball actually gets bumped. Definitely in the scouting report there is to not give these players the time, and that's what they're doing really well. They're making sure to hold that midfield pressure, always sending a player at the ball, and Delusion waiting upfield for that nice redirect.
Two defenders of MQ, both trying to grab that ball away from the goal, but unfortunately neither of them able to do it. And a really well-played shot there coming through to secure the 4th point of the game for UniSA.
Jodova up nice and early for this one. Will be beat out by Wizard in the midfield. Delusion actually forcing a double commit there, so Zen might have some time on the ball here, going up nice and early. A little bit too hard of a read, almost still finds it. Swanee will take time here to try and let their team gather some resources and really start to make that defensive push with them. But Wizard with a good beat in the midfield. Ball is high. No one is up for it. Jodova forced to just try and make a Hail Mary save, but luckily off target. Delusion tries to keep the attack coming right on here. 9 boosts to work with. Good clear downfield. And now MQ will have a little bit of time to breathe.
Yeah, Wizard with a great setup there, but unfortunately it was a little bit left out to dry, but unfortunately, he is going to come back, and this time he's going to do it himself, If you need it done right, do it yourself. That's the saying. And Wizard putting it down this time, making sure that there's not going to be a great setup there with no one to follow it up.
Exactly right. And I do want to give credit to MQ here. I feel like their playstyle and how they're playing doesn't represent the scoreline. It's just coming down to those final plays that UniSA do have, which is the infield pass plays. The chemistry might just be there a little bit more than for MQ, but definitely are still in this game in the following series. You just got to start looking to what you need to do to improve, to move on to that next game. And Morse going at it yet again. How can you even stop that? This man is on fire.
Beautiful angle there as he kind of just knocks it off the ceiling. Definitely really well played. 6-goal lead, 20 seconds left. I can say this one is pretty comfortably in the bag for UniSA to kick us off. Nice little demo. We'll see if anything comes from it. Doesn't look like.
Really just seems like they're being outpaced at this point, because I talk about the individual skill and the mechanics from every single player on this MQ side, and you don't want to give them space on the ball, but that's what they're doing. They're trying to play faster. UniSA isn't giving them that time, making them feel awkward in those situations, as we see UniSA taking the first game here in this series, and quite dominantly, might I add.
Absolutely. And I mean, that's not to say MQ isn't a great team. There was some really impressive defenses, some great coordination between the players there. But, while they might be a great team, UniSA in that game one, just showing them that they're that much better and, even better than a great team. So, we'll see if MQ are able to turn this one around in game 2, really get things going in their favor, or if UniSA are just going to keep up the dominance, kind of keep breaking down the defense that MQ is putting up here.
Yeah, and it is very interesting to see UniSA. They were playing with Backtrack Jack come last season. Wizard did manage to play a few games, but this time Wizard maybe even taking the main spot roster. Wizard playing very well, setting up those infield passes, being there to always hold pressure, and they're playing extremely well as a team. That being said, MQ just needing to take a little bit of time, try and regather what they need to do, because they have the capabilities to really take it to the UniSA team. Maybe just needing to find how to work together and what they can do moving forward to try and counteract the way that UniSA is playing.
Yeah, definitely beautifully done there. We're going to hop into our game 2 here. And I mean, this is kind of where it's exciting, right? We've seen the dominance come out from UniSA, and now the onus is on MQ. Are you going to adapt to the offense here and fight back, or are you going to, subside to the pressure and let the lead kind of mount on? And it does look like Zentai here is looking to make something happen with this ball, hoping to be the former. Almost goes over the top of the defense there, getting a very early goal.
A good beat out into the midfield. JrTins, last one left, just having to try and buy time, and does well. Delusion up early, but beat out by Swanee. And now Morse left back, last defender here, but gets a really nice clear downfield. JrTins up for it, followed by Wizard. And coming out with a lot more pace here, a lot more aggression, which is good to see. Really trying to take it to this UniSA team moving forward in this game, because they can't afford to go down 2 games in this best of 5.
Delusion with a good setup here towards the center field, but Swanee with some great defense. Able to keep it out and keep the dream alive for MQ. We do see Wizard really liking to stick to these flanks here, just trying to get those balls set up towards the center field for his team. Seeing him do it again right here. But the defense is just really phenomenal from MQ. They're not letting him get what he wants for free. Now they have a little bit of an opportunity to attack themselves. Zen getting possession of the ball here.
Really nice touch out by Morse in the midfield, and Zen there to get that touch, try and keep the momentum going in their favors. Morse is forced to make a save, but ends up being a nice clear downfield to Delusion, but a miss in the corner will give Morse a free net. Not what you want from MQ as the first goal you give up.
Yeah, he was definitely very ready for that one, and not going to let the opportunity slip right underneath Swanee there.
Definitely being one of the teams to watch out, and really maybe trying to stamp their imprint into this season with this first series. As Delusion now keeping it close, will actually give possession over to Wizard. And you're right, I love what Wizard's doing in terms of being really playing wide, playing around the sides of the field, looking for the infield passes rather than just playing off the corner, playing off the backboard, looking to go directly in field, and their teammates are reading it extremely well. Zen now getting a nice ceiling shot, almost found their way past the defense, but a good clear downfield leaves Swanee in awkward position, is up for it, gets the 50, but it's not enough. Wizard putting that away.
Yeah, really, really well played here. And we're seeing exactly what Wizard has been doing the whole time. And that is, comes in from the side and just knocks that one clean into the goal over the top.
Kickoff here going in favor of MQ, but JrTins not able to read that one. Will leave Zen on the ball here. Off the sidewall, Wizard. Nice touch in field. Zen is up, looking for that nice Levi read, but couldn't quite find it. And JrTins just looking to get that touch, keep the possession going, but actually ends up giving away possession. Both teams doing it yet again.
Delusion? Oh, JrTins with a beautiful save. That was such a well-placed shot. But JrTins was there and ready for it. Now we'll see if they're able to get the offense to match it. Not quite, as we do see some great defense from UniSA. Another well-placed shot would have been a goal, but Swanee able to snag that one away, keeping things going. See if he's able to put it towards midfield. Is anyone there? JrTins looking to grab this one off the top, not able to. It's a very scary predicament. Morse nearly putting that one away.
Good clear there by Zen. Wizard up nice and early to put that one back on target. JrTins just having enough boost to get there in time. Delusion now looking to follow that one up. Beats out one defender. And I gotta mention this every single time I actually cast Delusion, but Delusion's still one of the few players that uses the Batmobile as Morse getting yet again another read. And I think I would need more than one hand to count how many backboard reads Morse has had this series.
Yeah, he's just super good at landing these shots. Just kind of a little bit of a hop up and then smacking it over the top of the defender. Really, really well played. And we've seen him do it a couple times in just this game alone. Definitely something that MQ needs to watch out for. And what is this? Swanee grabbing an extremely early goal.
Great sealing down read by Swanee, putting that in a perfect position as well. First goal on the board in this game. Hopefully can ignite that spark that they need to bring this game back. Just under a minute and a half left, and they're running out of time, especially with the way that UniSA is playing. Zen actually going off the ceiling here, gets the read, but Delusion with a save. Zen almost having goal of the series yet again. It's on target, but somehow UniSA are just getting back for these saves, just getting the clears needed, and yet again MQ goes scoreless that time around.
Zen hitting it center field here, but Morse with some great defense, just barely knocking it away. Full boost here for Delusion. We'll see if he's able to get anything done. No, a great intercept from MQ is going to get them back onto the offense here. These intercepts are relentless. Ball control getting tossed around between the two teams, and the defense here, as we just saw from Zen, is just as good to boot. Ooh, snagging that one past Delusion now, looking to set up his team. Morse maybe over the top. No, the defense is there. Zen off the roof, trying to set up once again. And now both these teams back in that kind of neutral position of just really passing ball control back and forth until someone finds an opening.
Yeah, the skill level is definitely there for both teams. The only thing I'm noticing is UniSA is doing such a good job with that team chemistry and really playing together, whereas MQ have that ability, but they're playing very individually and not really looking to share the ball between each other, looking for those passes out of defense, rather instead going for those solo plays, creating a chaos on defense, looking to score off that. But with UniSA's track record, they are doing amazingly with their defense. They always have done in terms of those solid rotations, knowing where they should be on the field at all times. And the way that MQ playing, I really don't think they're going to be able to beat the defense of UniSA. They need to start looking for passes, maybe even demos to try and break down the defense.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that was more of a convincing of a fight from MQ than we saw in the first game for sure. Really were able to not only grab themselves a goal, put themselves on the board this time, but also the defense was just much better. They were able to stop a lot of some of the cheeky offenses that was come through from UniSA in general. Hopefully we'll see if they're able to do it yet again, and even better this time, and maybe grab themselves this game 3. And honestly, Zen is looking to make that happen. But the defense from UniSA, we've talked about it, it's just too phenomenal. Not only do they have the offense, but they have the other half of the yin yang. The defense is just as good. Swanee nearly in a great position to score there. Same with Zen, but tiny little differences in the distance, just stopping them from sinking it in.
Swanee now with a big touch downfield, looking for JrTins, but short on boost, so JrTins opting for the boost steal as well, trying to play the long game here as Zen, last player left, does beat out one defender, can't quite follow it up though, does get bumped out, and JrTins here looking in the midfield for that touch. Swanee will take it over, looking for the read off the corner. We've seen Swanee hit that before, but couldn't quite get the touch needed. Shot on target, Delusion with a good save.
Zen, so close. Zen seems to be maybe their best attacker. He always just seems to be in these incredible attacking angles, but at the same time, you know, the defense from UniSA feels like it is just a bell that keeps ringing as they are just continuously there to stop these attacks.
Another touch coming out there, trying to get on the attack. Zen, we talked about them yet again in the good position, faking out one defender. Delusion is going to force the double commit, and JrTins putting that one away. Great pass play and good way to bait out the defense. They finally get one on the board and the lead for the first time in the series.
Beautiful demo there to stop the defense from happening. Love to see it, but definitely is great to see MQ putting themselves up in a nice 1-0 position this early into the game. 3 minutes left, and all they have to do is just play that defense now. Make sure to maintain that lead.
I definitely think this team is one to watch in the future, but not counting them out of this series just yet. Delusion looking for a nice pinch into the midfield. Swanee is there to keep that aggression going, trying to get it clear. Eventually, they're going to run out of resources as Swanee has 0 in the tank. JrTins just able to get a save. Wizard is up for it nice and early, putting that one on target. JrTins yet again having to make a save. Now, they are finally able to get it out of defense. They've got the resources needed, but they can't beat the clean rotation from this UniSA team. And that's what I can't stress enough is they look like a team that has been playing together for multiple seasons. They have what is needed. You just really need to find a way to break it down.
The chemistry is really there. Kind of that mental link where you just know where the teammate is going to just place that ball and just be there in beforehand to, sink it in. And Delusion almost doing just that. But the defense was there. Wizard now doing what he does best, off on the side, trying to hit it in center field for his teammates, but it is turning into a little bit of a scramble. We're going to see who's going to come out on top here. It does look like Zentai is going to give his team some breathing room, hitting the ball down court.
Up for it nice and early, getting it clear, but JrTins is going to be there to meet it. All 3 players waiting back for that one to fall into their lap. Does just that. Morse now we've seen be the goal scorer for this team. Couldn't quite finish that one off, and Wizard trying to make an attack. Now we'll put Delusion as last player left. No boost to work with. Good job at really baiting out the offense there with such minimal amounts of boost. And now they're just trying to get this ball out. 1.5 minutes to go. They still need one more on the scoreboard as Zen going up early. Looked for the backboard read, but couldn't quite.
JrTins here, maybe looking to set up his team, but no, Morse coming out ahead in that clash there. Now he does look like he's going to have that one set up. No, Zen again. Zen is making some incredible plays here. He's definitely the player to watch by the looks of things here on MQ.
Good read out by Zen, but it will be a pass into the midfield. Swanee is there waiting to play that one down, and they're doing a really good job at just maintaining the possession, keeping the ball high, keeping the ball in their grasp while they're looking for those long clears downfield, because as we know, they are up by 1 goal. They just have to wait out the time. They don't have to get anything else on the board, but Delusion gets a nice flick. Wizard is there to follow it up, and it will be a midfield pass, but a good demo from JrTins will actually hold off that attack.
Absolutely. We do see less than 30 seconds on the clock just about here. A nice comfortable 1-0 lead, and these are the most frustrating of losses in a game like this where, it's an early point that just got maintained for the entire match and you can't even it up. But, who knows? The ball, as we have said, is going to be the deciding factor on when this game ends. If they're able to sink it before it hits the ground, could definitely see an overtime here, but at the same time, MQ doing everything in their power to keep that from happening. Morse barely sinks it in with 3 seconds left off the center. Oh my goodness, and is looking to take this one to overtime.
Just Zen getting caught awkwardly in net. Swanee didn't know who had possession and
bounced it right over the top of him.
Just imagine being in that position, having to watch that ball bounce. You've held that lead the entire time, but what a relief that has to be for UniSA. They can end it right here in game number 3, overtime. Will they be able to get the match point goal here, or will MQ be able to make the comeback here and try and get yet another one? A good infield pass to JrTins, but beat up by Morse, and they will look to get on the attack.
This ball could last about as long as the last one. This could be a very long overtime. But as we said, MQ, they have their backs to the wall here. Overtime on basically what is match point for them. But that is just so crazy. 3 seconds left, and Delusion almost sinks it in. Just barely doesn't have the angle. Now we have JrTins looking to sink this one over Wizard. Not quite. The defense is there. Swanee waiting in the back on defense, making sure that ball doesn't score, but Zentai off the top is able to get that one over and is going to secure the point.
Zen been looking for that ceiling shot all series long, and the one time that they managed to hit it is in an OT to force out game number 4. If that isn't clutch, I don't know what is, but they hold on for another game as they look to tie up this series 2-2 in the next game.
Super well played, and Zen, he is just an offense monster. We've seen him really clutch out some of those rounds, and I mean, and in the end, you know, it came in huge. We saw him look for those crazy angles, and time again, the defense was there, but when it mattered most, he was able to sink it through nice and clean, and hopefully they can carry that momentum into game 4 here.
Exactly right, and you're looking at the side of UniSA, you're sitting there thinking, what happened? What is the difference between that game? We won so dominantly in those first 2 games. Now, to lose in an OT, they've got to be second-guessing themselves here. Maybe they just think it's a one-off lucky game, but that being said, they definitely need to find out that magic formula they had in the first 2 games if they want to look to take this one.
Does look like they're off to a dominating fashion. Jadelva looking to get it past the defense, but Delusion is there, making sure to not let those points up easy. It is hit center field by Morse. No one to follow it up, though. And now Zen over the top once again. He really does like going for those high angles. He's going for it again by the looks of things, but Delusion is there to meet him this time.
Easy ball in the midfield here. Morse looking for the pass over to Delusion. Not in a good enough spot, but they still managed to make something
off the
out of
backboard.
Ooh. Zen almost getting a touch there, but neither player able to. Morse is gonna not stop this attack here as Delusion has an opportunity, but can't quite. Wizard there to finish it off, but
oh my goodness, that was so incredible by Wizard, but unfortunately, just barely missing it. The offense here from UniSA is just phenomenal. They are getting some crazy attacks, but the defense is not to be understated. The fact that they are withstanding this pressure and even getting in a bit of offense of their own now is just speaking wonders to MQ as a team.
Yeah, they've found the magic formula as Swanee coming in hard to put that one in. Zen, yet again, off the ceiling seems to be where they thrive best. Swanee there for the follow-up, a demo even in midfield to add insult to injury as they take the first goal, and we know what happened last game. They got the first goal, so UniSA have to look to get on the attack.
Yeah, Zen is just making the ceiling shots happen this game, and it is really beautiful to see. Not only did he sink the overtime shot last game with it, but now he's sinking the first point of the game for this game as well. So, I mean, he is just really doing wonders in these kind of aerial scenarios. Definitely a player with wings, you could say. Bit of a demo coming out here. We'll see if anything happens from it. Doesn't look like it's going to be the case. Delusion looking to sink this one over the top, but no, Zen knocking it out of the goals. Beautifully done.
Now Delusion here looking to pick up the touch from Wizard there, and 50 will send that in midfield. Morse is going to try and keep this close, trying to force that 50 out of midfield. Over to Delusion off the backboard. Morse isn't going to go for that one. Instead, trying to
over the top.
But Jadelva been a rock here for this team, looking for these saves.
Yeah, the defense is phenomenal from MQ. I've said it multiple times this game, but some of these attacks, some of these angles are just so awkwardly placed, and yet they managed to find almost the awkward defense angles needed. Swanee there, stopping a center field backboard attack once again, which, you know, kind of, again, we were just talking about that, how in our last match that we saw, the backboard attacks were pretty much uncontested, and we're seeing a team like MQ really adapt to that and prevent those from happening. And it is kind of being the deciding factor here in preventing those points.
Exactly right, and they're looking really good here. They've kind of found that secret formula needed in order to bring this back. They've worked out how UniSA plays and how they can counteract it. And they're doing really well here, but they still need to keep it up. 2 minutes and 1 goal's not going to do it, but 2 might, as Zen getting that nice late flip over the defense.
Absolutely beautifully done here. Waiting off in the wing, knocks it towards the center, over the top of 3 defending members. Delusion there, even kind of giving him a little bit of assistance, as we saw. Definitely very well done. And Zen being the shining attacker once again for this MQ team. 2 points left, 2 minutes remaining. And if their defense keeps up as miraculously as it has been so far in this set, then, I mean, I definitely think we could be seeing a Game 5 here.
Exactly right. They really need to start to get on that attack and really go to this, bring it to this MQ team instead of kind of letting the mistakes and letting those infield passes come to UniSA. So can they get on that attacking end? But Swanee will stop that, gets flip reset, stays nice and close to it, looking to carry it all the way, but won't have the boost to do so. Now Zen playing it around the defense, just buying out their time here. They don't have to do anything too flash, they just have to keep possession and keep UniSA on the back foot, and they might find this game 5, as you said. Minute to go here. Swanee up nice and early. JrTins can't get that touch. Now Zen easily playing it around the defense and trying to look to bait out that last defender.
Yeah, Zen looking to hit this one, maybe into JrTins here for a point. Unfortunately, the angle is a little bit awkward. This is an open goal for the side of UniSA, and they are going to capitalize. Morse putting UniSA on the board finally, and that was just a big overextension from the side of MQ. All 3 players caught on the other side of the field, with all 3 players of UniSA on the offense of what is an open goal.
As you'd almost think the team switched around there, having all 3 members on the wrong sides of the ball there, but this time UniSA being the ones to put that through. Now JrTins actually might have a fair amount of time on the ball here, actually forces out. The defense couldn't quite get a touch. Swanee playing that one in field, but to no one, as Morse looks to set up the counter attack over to Delusion. Delusion back off the backboard.
This is
last play left. JrTins with a nice save there, might be able to get back to it, but Delusion is their first player to the side. Morse is up nice and early, looking to get this touch, but they're not really following up each other's touches as well as they'd like. They need to start getting some shots on target if they want to go through. Delusion going for the demo, but it's not enough. 20 seconds to go, and they're still down by 1.
Morse with a great shot there over towards the other side. Delusion there to meet it. It's off to the center, but no, it is going to get canted by the side of UniSA. And this defense, we've talked about it so many times, it's been phenomenal. And unless we see another 3-second score come through from Morse here right now, no, doesn't look like it's going to happen. Or is it? Oh.
The game is never over. Sometimes you're just sitting here going, when will this ball touch the ground?
Yeah, it does look like it's going to finally hit the ground there. And we're going to go to game 5. MQ. They've made the adaptations, the underdogs in this series, and just... I'm so excited to see how this game 5 is going to go.
Exactly right, and it's so interesting to see just the switch of this gameplay. MQ, they've finally started hitting their teammates. They've finally started hitting those shots. We've seen Zen off the ceiling multiple times be able to make that effective, and they're finally getting their defense in order, not allowing UniSA for these easy infield passes and easy backboard reads. Now they're starting to play really well together. I'm looking at this and I really don't know if this could be anyone's game. We have seen the first player to score has been the team that's won it all. So maybe that's the secret formula. Maybe get the first goal on the board and you'll find your team winning that game. But that being said, game 5 here, anything on the line, and what a game for MQ to try and take down the reigning champs first up.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, Zen is just such a player to watch in these games. He's really getting those aerial attacks from down off the roof, hitting it over the defense. And maybe not all of them do land, but the ones that do definitely are just valuable points for MQ. And they are kind of an iron wall here with their defense as well. UniSA, you know, they made some pretty crazy attacks and it almost blindsided MQ in the first couple of games, but it seems like they've really patched up those holes in the wall and it is just sturdy now. And we're seeing it happen again. Zentai off the top.
Sturdy indeed as they get the first goal on the board, and as history shows, that might be all they need, but 5 seconds in, still plenty of time. I don't think they're going to want to hold on to that 1-goal lead the entire time. They want to keep attacking. You've already got that goal there, and easy kickoff 1, but it will be Delusion that takes possession here, looking to play it down into the midfield, but no one quite there to follow it up, and maybe Wizard starting to play a little bit further back and a little bit more passive and not playing the aggressive kind of play style we saw in those first few games.
Definitely. I mean, Zentai, we look at him, he is just flying. This player literally has wings. He is just on the ceiling of the map the whole time, looking to make these aerial shots. I love to see it. JrTins looking to hit it towards the midfield for his team off the backboard, but the defense there from UniSA looking to carry it down.
Will be Zen taking over here, 25 boost, so we'll be looking for an infield pass play, but JrTins caught a little bit too far back there. Delusion will be able to get to it first, faking out a defense there, but not quite, as they're still looking to maintain possession here. JrTins has been a menace here, looking for a few infield demos to throw off the rotation.
Ball control from all these players right now, so phenomenal, just really being patient with it. Not trying to be too greedy for these scores. Delusion here, maybe looking to get it over the top, barely, but Morse is there to cover as they find themselves in a 1-1 situation.
I could imagine the sweat dripping off the brow there when Delusions missed that, but Morse is there to clean that one up, tie up the game, and it is anyone's here with just over 3.5 minutes to go. Kickoff will go midfield here, but Wizard is there quickly to follow it up. A double commit there will force both players back. Delusion not going to have the boost to get back to that opportunity, and Zen will look to take over. Wizard now playing at that aggressive playstyle we saw before. Maybe that goal has sparked the fire that we saw in the first 2 games with this roster.
Definitely exciting to see exactly what this MQ team are going to be able to do. Swanee there, not quite having the angle, but that was definitely an open goal. Nearly got that one sunk in. And now JrTins doing what he does best, and that is getting these clutch defenses from the side. Zen as well, goodness me, he flew by that ball to intercept it. Doing it once again, Zen is just phenomenal with his defense right now. Denying UniSA everything they can, but it can only last so long.
Oh, that clutch bump there coming out from Morse as they... Sorry, coming out from Delusion as they look to rotate out, throwing JrTins off path for that save. And that's kind of stuff we've seen from Delusion in the past, looking to go for these demos, looking to really be active on the rotations out and always trying to be thinking about what they can better do to serve the play. That being a great example of that. Just there is Delusion now looking for the infield pass play over to Morse, but Morse won't be able to get the power as an all can pass in field. Now Zen looking to go the other way.
Yeah, Wizard doing what he's known for, sitting off on that wing, looking to get a pass in towards his team, and now it's going to be Delusion doing that job, looking to set up for Morse, but great defense from Zen. Again, a wonderful intercept is going to stop the offense from happening, and now the ball over towards the side of UniSA's goal, but not for too long as Wizard's going to hit it off.
Great play there from JrTins getting the save, but it will force over position, but actually gets the yeet on the defender on the way out to try and maintain possession. Wizard with a clutch save on their own net, and shot after shot for both of these teams. No one able to get one into the back of the net as of yet. Zen with a shot on target, but
Delusion! Barely able to save that one. Super well played, but that was such an incredible shot. And again, just incredible defense in general. Both these teams playing out of their mind. Only 1 point between it, and we have less than 2 minutes left in the round. Could definitely go either way. Delusion looking to maybe make this a little bit of a larger lead, but JrTins saying no, denying that from happening off the backboard, and Swanee is there. So is Zen. No, they're not able to find the angles, unfortunately. Morse getting a nice demo. We'll see if they're able to get the momentum from it.
Good early challenge by Swanee, but straight away challenge by Morse to send that down their side, and they've got that 1-goal lead, and we know about UniSA's defense, and they're going to do really well at holding this together. You need to start looking for some demos. You need to start interrupting their rotations, or this might be game point here as Sam with a nice clear downfield. Wizard just going to take their time here, looking to play into the corner. Early challenge beat out in the corner. Swanee couldn't get it either, and now Delusion, the entire airspace there to work with. Going for the double, couldn't quite get it, but he's going to pass down to Morse, and a double commit on defense means no one's there to save it.
Yeah, Morse just super well positioned there off the backboard. You know, they've done it once, they've done it again. Double touch off the backboard to fake out both defenders, and then it's an easy sink for Morse from there, from the center field. Really, really well played by the side of UniSA. 2 points now that MQ has to claw back, and we'll see if they're able to get it done. We've seen this team make some explosive goals in this set already, and they definitely need to make that happen if they're ready to claw themselves back.
Delusion now trying to get another one on the board to just almost secure, but you have got that goal to spare
Delusion.
here, and now you've got another one.
able to really sink that one over the defense there, and you can see the pressure that is mounted against MQ starting to put a few cracks in their defense. Zen, a player who previously was able to make some crazy saves, just a little bit off position there for that one. And that is the kind of pressure that gets created when you are back against the wall in Game 5. You're needing to score 2 points to clutch out a victory, and now that lead, we were talking about it. As victory seems more and more unlikely for MQ, they just have a easier time, UniSA, scoring these goals.
It's almost like they kept hidden under lock and key what they had in those first 2 games. MQ really brought a challenge to them and made them change their play style. And all of a sudden, something's clicked. UniSA is sitting here going, well, let's just go back to what we're doing in those first 2 games. And they've found it here with another dominating game, but this doesn't take away from MQ. They have been amazing to take it to this side, and very well played to both teams, but UniSA will continue their near undefeated streak as they look on to move into this season.
Yeah, super well played from both teams there. MQ with some incredible plays, and UniSA with some incredible plays of their own. But at the end of the day, there can only be one winner. But honestly, considering it's only game night 1 of season 2, and we've already seen, the defending champions get taken to game 5, just puts so much excitement on this upcoming season on exactly who could take it out.
Exactly right. And you've got this group with 2 amazing teams like that, and as I said, only 2 teams from the group will move on into the playoffs, and these are 2 teams that you have to compete with. I wonder if the other members of the group are watching tonight, because they might even be a little bit worried themselves having to go up against these 2 teams. But regardless, UniSA, another dominating performance, and MQ really looking well as they look to move on to the rest of the season. But that being said, we still have one more series here, I think, moving over to Group D, so we'll be right back with some more action. Welcome everyone, we are back with our third and final series of the night. We've seen two really good series already on this channel. Now it's time for Australian Catholic University to go up against RMIT Black, and it is very interesting because we have seen a few of these players on stream before. They're ready, they're back for the new season, and they are in lobby and they are raring to go.
Absolutely. There's a few names that I know have been kind of floating around in chat as players to watch, so I'm going to be keen to see myself exactly how they perform in this first game of the season. But I mean, just looking between these two teams, do you have any predictions early on, Tins, on exactly where things are going to be going? Or is this just all going to be decided and up in the air for everyone to find out at the same time, really?
I'm not too sure. I'm looking at some of these names and I know there's definitely some good players that have been grinding the Rocket League scene inside and out of AEL University League. So definitely interested to see how these players perform at kind of like a main stage situation here. So I've got a few players that I'm looking forward to seeing. Mandiria, I know they've been on the mad Rocket League grinder, so has Buddy, so very interested to see, but these players are ready to go, so we'll let them get ahead and we can find out for ourselves which one will be taking our third and final series for the night.
I mean, we've had some great games so far. Our game 1 went to game 4, game 2 went all the way to game 5, and I mean, this one, hopefully it's just as close. That'd definitely be great to see. But, we'll see exactly how it goes. Both teams are about to hop in and get nice and ready, though, so...
Yeah, look, we talk about these players that are really good to watch. I'm going to try and not, if you have noticed someone's team name, on screen, going to not try and pick my favorites, but there might be a certain someone on the field who has changed their name, and I really like the name change. Sometimes it really works out.
I'm completely unbiased. There is no Kadius is cute names here to sway my authority. I'm going to be completely neutral on this one. But it does look like this game is going to be off to a bit of a scramble here around the blue side goal. It's going to be up to Australian Catholic University to try and defend this one the best they can.
And a few good opportunities coming out nice and early, and almost an opportunity, but just a little bit too far out of reach. So looks like ACU will be looking to take it the other way. Gazamain, one of the players that we've been hearing their name float around, had an opportunity there, but couldn't quite convert. Now Mandiria's turn to look into the midfield. Good pass play, but Buddy couldn't quite put that one away, and we're still neck and neck here in this game 1.
Yeah, Gazmain, definitely a player that... a little bit of chatter that, he might be one of the players to watch, so we'll see exactly how that goes in this game. Definitely does seem to have some great defense towards this blue side goal. Buddy is going to get knocked out with a bit of a demolition here. Very unfortunate, as that might have been a setup for a goal if he was present.
Now Buddy on the ball looking to beat out some defenders and actually beats out
huge fake out.
Not enough boost to try and get the midfield pass. And Shapiris looking for that infield pass play, looking to use the corner, which it can be very useful, but not when your teammate isn't quite there to follow it up. And now they're looking to start the counter-attack. Mandiria over to Buddy, but couldn't quite convert. And Gazmain now looking to send it the other way.
Yeah, Mandera is there waiting for this ball. Goes over the top of Gazmain, looking to send it towards the midfield. Buddy is going to be there to follow it up. Ranger with the defense, maybe. No, not quite. He doesn't place it properly. And Buddy is going to get that one off the top for the first goal of the game.
Perfect placement there from Buddy, just choosing that top corner, almost unsavable for the way the defense was positioned. So good heads up play to look and try and choose the spot needed. Now Buddy looking to just continue that run, getting one touch over to Mandiria, who bit of a whiff in midfield, might give Gazman a nice fake into midfield, could beat out Buddy, but couldn't quite get the flick at the end of the play, but a really nice fake out in midfield.
Super well played. We see Mindaria getting a little bit of an aerial combat situation against JRD. They are able to reset the ball back towards a more midfield situation. Could be anyone's game. Does look like Shapiris is going to steal that one away from Gazmain, who was looking to maybe take it down court.
Mandiria off the backboard looking for a pass play, but we'll just be trying to beat out the defenders. Played over to the corner. Shapiris in the middle over to Buddy, couldn't put that one on target, and the offensive pressure is firing on all cylinders for this RMIT Black, but they just can't find that second goal to go along with their scoreline here as J-Rod looking to send it the other way, but couldn't quite. Does get the demo here, but Mandiria will take possession to send it downfield. Going for the edge ball, looking to beat out the defenders, but can't quite as they get a save, sending it the other way.
Yeah, Ranger there with a bit of a risky defense, but it paid off in dividends. Buddy trying to hit it over the top once again. A bit of a repeat performance. He might go for another attempt here off the backboard. He is indeed. It's barely not going to go in. But unfortunately, it is going to get followed up on nicely.
Oh, those are the ones that you are just hoping goes in. Yet again, can we get another replay on these series?
Gasmain!
Gasmain
actually was the one that hit it in.
It was an own goal at the end, but I was looking at that goal and I swear every single speck of that ball was over the line, but a clutch save on the goal line. Unfortunately, couldn't quite convert and they do end up hitting it in themselves, but I really want to get a replay analysis done on these goals because that's the second one we've seen tonight that I felt like has been completely in the net regardless.
Shapiro's looking to maybe sink this one. No, a little bit misplaced, unfortunately. Whiffing the ball. JRD with some great defense there. Stopping that one from going in nice and easy. But here we go. Budde now on the offense. Hitting it up off the side towards the center field. But there's no one there to capitalize. And now we're looking to see potentially Australian Catholic University fight back here against RMIT. Get themselves maybe a point on the board. JRD with his defense. He really is just kind of being the star defender of Australian Catholic University so far.
Exactly right, and Gasmain looking to continue that pressure into the offense, but couldn't quite, and they're just lacking that infield pass or that final touch to get that goal in the back of the net. And right now, RMIT Black leading the way in goals scored this game, and Shapiris will try and add another one onto that target. Gasmain with an awkward flick in midfield, just looking to take possession, but not quite as all players are pushing upfield. Mandiria with a good challenge in the midfield to put that one away.
Yeah, it's super, super well played here. We see him steal it off of Gasmain at such a beautiful angle. You know, he could have gone for that intercept at really any angle he wanted to from where he was, but the presence of mind to turn the car around to make sure that you are knocking it towards the goal cross field and ends up scoring. Super well played, very nicely done. And now we've got 8 seconds here for ACU to try and get back a 3-point lead. Not sure if it's going to happen.
Yeah, when that clock strikes 0 and you're down by more than 2, it is GG's go next, and hopefully they can learn and take away from that series what they need to do to get this done. But right now, Budde, Mandiria and Shapiris just looking unbeatable on that offensive end. That being said, some really good moments here from ACU. They just need to start cleaning up, need to start figuring out what they need to do to move the ball up the field and maintain that offensive pressure. So first game will go to RMIT Black, but definitely anyone's game still at this point.
Yeah, I mean, well, we did see some great plays come through from ACU, but RMIT, they just had the offense. Buddha with some incredible aerial shots, able to steal the first game, and then Mandiria with a great across field shot, just really pinching through the cracks that were in the defense of ACU, and they really, really made it happen. And hopefully they continue to make that happen as we go into our next game here. Game 2, where, of course, RMIT Black are going to be looking to get themselves a nice 2-win lead over the side of ACU, and we'll see if they're able to let it happen.
Yeah, we talk about a group stage where any really game or series can matter here, and you want to try and get out these games in a clean 3-0 sweep, get that tiebreaker, get that overall score as high as possible, and a 3-0 here for RMIT Black would be a great way to start the season. Then again, ACU, complete opposite. They need to start to get some games on the board here, because it could mean making that top 2 and just missing out as Mandiria on the side wall. Good 50 into the midfield, but not quite there to follow it up, and will be Ranger that will be sending that downfield. Buddy, they're waiting. Bit of ping pong action in between the midfield here, and Gasmain going to be the final one to clear it out. Straight to Buddy, shot on target off the backboard. Unfortunate read there by the defense, and Mandiria putting that one away.
Yeah, Gazmain unfortunately misses the follow-up shot, and then it was just able to be set up off the backboard and beautifully capitalized on there by Mindaria, and that is going to be RMIT Black with a nice 1-point lead, a comfortable position, one that they've been in before, and one that they're going to look to maintain.
50
Oh
seconds
my
down.
goodness!
Just a miss in the midfield there, but he couldn't quite get to that one. And look, sometimes if the defense isn't working, just go long, hope for the best, and it worked in that situation. They tie up the game with 4 minutes to go.
Yeah, that was just a very unfortunate bit of a goal there, but I mean, great recognition by ACU of an opening and a bit of an unfortunate lack of defense there from RMIT Black, and it does tie them up nicely 1-1. Does mean they don't have to play against the clock anymore, which is always comforting. So that stress relieved. Mindaria trying to sneak that one in, and it is just a bit of a scramble for the ball right now as both teams just really fighting for possession. It's almost like a brawl.
Exactly right, and it's a brawl for those midfield boosts. It's a brawl for just boost in general, as it seems like ACU are just stuck on the defensive end, not really able to break out. Good shot by Mindaria, good save by Gazmain, but as we said, the pressure is just mounting here. They're running out of boost. They're constantly controlling the midfield here, and RMIT Black just seem to have everything going in their favor. Right now, ACU need to start pulling together, but it might end up being an own goal. Buddy will get credit though.
Ranger going for that defense from the backside, but does miss it, and unfortunately JRD does stop Buddy from sinking that one in nice and easy, but gets the own goal in the process.
Hard read there, and I will give a little bit of credit. I was looking at the replay. I don't think it was quite an own goal. I think it was a dunk from Buddy there, so I do want to apologize. You know, we love in OCE Rocket League talking about the own goals, but we also love talking about the air dribbles from midfield from Buddy.
Yeah, hits this one up over the top of Ranger and right over the top of JRD as well.
Counting up the goals here in this game, number 2, and ACU are running out of time. 2 goals that they need to put on the board. Might start now with a good touch out in the midfield, but JRod just a little bit too far back. We'll look to just keep the pressure on though with a hit into the corner. Mindaria with a good clear downfield. And Gazmain trying to get something happening for their team right now, but it seems like the defensive pressure is too strong here for the side of RMIT Black. Mindaria going up strong, putting this one off the ceiling. Great placement, but even better read there from Ranger to clear it out to the corner.
Absolutely. We see Shapiris now trying to maybe sink this one in, and honestly, some of these goals that they're trying to go for are pretty crazy. That one's going to go under Mindaria. Oh, but Shapiris there to cover. That was almost disastrous. The defense here so far from RMIT proving a little bit shaky sometimes, but nevertheless, it's holding nice and strong against the offense being put on show here from ACU.
Mindaria now keeping this one close. Good possessional play here as beats out one defender, but not enough boost to try and get that one into the back of the net, and it will be cleared out by Ranger. Down to Gazmain looking for the infield pass plays. It might be open here. Mindaria already rotating back here. Has the boost needed to make that midfield challenge, and now might have a chance on the offensive attack. Gazmain good back pass there to Ranger, and perfect play there, looking for their teammates out of defense, because one of the easiest way to clear it out of your own end is to look for your teammates, look to get those passes, or to keep the ball close and move it out. So they definitely know what they need to do to get out of the defensive end. But can they turn that into a quick offense, or will RMIT Black continue to hound shots into their net?
Absolutely, we are seeing JrTins here looking to get a bit of defense against 2 members encroaching on his goal. Very scary. Shapiris looking to clean it over the top. Doesn't quite find the angle. Gazmain going to intercept. He's sending it downfield now. Mindaria looking to try and get it away as best he can, but 2 members of ACU are in midfield ready to receive, and there it is. No follow-up though to sink that one in, but definitely very, very clutch defense coming through from RMIT to stop what was a very scary intercept play from Gazmain.
Yeah, to miss out in midfield will give Buddy time on the ball, and time is all they need to try and wind down this clock. Looking for a good midfield pass there. Down to Shaparis. Good shot on target, but it is saved. Forcing a triple commit in net though, so definitely need to try and get this ball cleared out. 20 seconds to go. Time is running out for the side of ACU as they look to get one last goal on the board, but the offensive attack, from RMIT Black is too strong. 9 seconds to go. Shot after shot onto the backboard, not able to clear it out. And with that, ball in the corner will be game number 2 to RMIT Black as they look to continue out this clean sweep.
Yeah, what better way to start off the season than with a nice 3-0, putting your dominance over Group D here. RMIT Black showing, they are one of the major universities in Australia, and they have the team to boot by the looks of things here.
Yeah, but Gazame doing a really nice, getting that last goal wins, as they always say, but Gazame doing a really good job. Hopefully can take a little bit of that momentum from that goal into the next game. It is possible to take down this side, but they need to do it here or they will soon find themselves 0-1 down at the start of AEL Semester 2. Will they be able to come back in time, or will RMIT complete the sweep? We will find out here in game number 3.
Definitely is going to be very exciting to see if they are able to clean it out with a nice 3-0. We've seen some fairly close sets today, but finishing it off with a massive sweep, a big statement of dominance over your group is definitely something that is exciting in its own right. And we'll see exactly how that one goes here as first ball is going to get put up. It does look like RMIT are going to come out ahead. Gazmain looking to receive, but Mindaria just taking that one over the top, and he sinks it past the defense. Beautifully done.
You scored the last goal in the previous game. I'm going to start it out with a banger here, says Mindaria, as 5 seconds in, already getting one on the board, proving that the dominance is going to carry out from game number 2 here as they look to clean this one up. Good kickoff, but it is going to be in possession of Ranger, who will play it over to J-Rod into the midfield. Buddy is up for it. Nice little touch onto the side wall, but almost doesn't go their way as they are able to get a clear. Ping pong action happening in the midfield. Mindaria with a long clear down to try and put this one on target, but an even better save by Gazamain, and they are just holding on, but maybe not enough as Buddy gets an opportunity onto the backboard. But Gazamain, we were told this was the player to watch, and they are doing great things on the defensive end.
Yeah, really, really beautiful defense here. Mindaria looking to set this one up off the top. Gazmain, it's going to go right over the top of him. Set up in the center for Shapiris, and it's not going to miss. He's going to secure the second point for RMIT Black in this third game. Looking to clean it out. A dominating 3-0 performance. But, ACU could bring it back. The reverse sweep, still not out of the question.
Yeah, but it's just really nice from RMIT Black. All they're doing is making sure that when one of their players gathers possession, you are doing one of two things. You're passing to a teammate or you are beating out a defender. And that play is a perfect example of every single player using their touch wisely, beat out a defender, eventually giving a wide open net to their teammates. And it just seems like the chemistry of this team, we talked about it all day long, is just really well. And chemistry can sometimes prosper over individual skills, so it's really good to see that here. As Shaparis looking for a shot on target. Good save by Ranger as they look to clear that one out. Gazamain can't quite get there in time, and Mindaria will take possession. 100 boost off the side wall, looking for that infield pass with Buddy. Might even be going for a pinch off the backboard. Shaparis with an open net, but just couldn't get the placement needed for the third goal of the game. But RMIT Black still looking dominant here in this game 3.
Yeah, beautifully done, Shaparis legend. Barely missing that one there to clean out a nice third goal of the game. And now Buddy does have possession of this ball. Looks like, oh my goodness, he cleans past 2 defenders into a demo. This is going to be a beautiful opportunity to score. Goes underneath Gazmain. What a fake out, but the defense is there just in time.
Almost a perfect 50-50 there by the player, but I think you got to give more credit there to the save, as they are still down. Mindaria going for the double touch, playing half the back. Well, Buddy with a shot open, and they're not going to miss this one. 3-goal lead. We're starting to see the connection really build between Mindaria and Buddy.
Absolutely. The double touch off the backboard into the aerial shot from Buddy to secure that one. and just really, really beautifully done. But some of the mind games that are coming through here from this RMIT Black team is just so incredible. Absolutely broke the ankles of Gazmain there to an unbelievable degree. Faked that he was going high and then hit it down low, bouncing right underneath the defender of ACU.
Yeah, and continuing with that, I really like the fact that, as you said, RMIT, they're going for these fake plays. They're waiting for the defense to jump early or force out a touch, and they're doing a really good job at playing around that, making those last-minute adjustments to try and either like 50 the defender under, force out a fake, little things like that that really capitalize on each possession that RMIT Black has. So definitely what you said there in terms of really trying to fake out, use those mind games that they've been working on, but can they get it the other way? Still 2 minutes to go here, plenty of time to make a comeback in any Rocket League game, but with how dominating RMIT Black are on this defensive and offensive end, it's looking unlikely. Gazmain trying to start that shot opportunity, but it actually just frozen in net at that attempt, but couldn't quite put that one in.
Yeah, we are seeing JrTins here looking to try and get some more defense, but they're just not able to get possession of this ball for any amount of time that they need to secure a goal. It's basically just a little bit of a defense and then right back into the hands of RMIT to go for yet another attack at this goal. And we're seeing it happen once again. There's the defense and it's going straight over by the looks of things to, again, RMIT for yet another attempt at attacking.
Minute 20 to go, 3-goal lead here for RMIT Black in the match point. Can Ranger be the one to start the counter-attack here, as will be cleared downfield by Shaparis, with JrTins there easily to finish that one up. Looking to try and get multiple touches, trying to beat out a few defenders, but RMIT Black are just happy to put shot after shot on net. Great pass from Buddy over to Mandiria, this time reversing the roles, but actually a 1-2 pass play to finish it off. 4-goal lead here for RMIT Black.
Super, super good teamwork there between the two players, and you can just see kind of the chemistry between them, and it is really, really being put on full display in this third game. It's almost like the first two games, while convincing wins, they were just warm-up games, as really their power is being put on display here. Bade over the top once again. We see Shaparis here looking to maybe go for a little bit of an attack, instead goes for the pass, and Bade is there to just sink it in from the right side of the goal. Beautifully done.
To talk about the ways that you can pass it infield, is you can pass off the sidewall, you can pass it backboard, you can shoot on net. The mental to be able to put that one into midfield just directly off your own touch is a beautiful pass play, and those are the kind of passes that are scored at a lot higher percentage, at least in my opinion. So very nice from Shaparis to pull that one off, and it might actually end up being an own goal, but they are able to play it into the corner. Buddy now up early to put this one onto the backboard, and Rang will be there to clear it downfield. Gazmain is there as an option, but decides to go themselves. They look for the double off the corner. Gazmain now up to play it out. Almost gets the backboard angle, but couldn't quite. 15 seconds to go, and with that, I think this one might be game. RMIT Black taking the clean sweep here in this best of 5.
Yeah, 5 seconds left. 4, 3, 2, 1, and that is going to be a dominating game 3 come out from RMIT Black, taking themselves all the way to a very convincing first victory and really putting their mark on their first place currently in Group D.
Yeah, exactly right. And such a great start to the season for RMIT. Definitely one of the teams, that will be leading the charge in their group. And such a great start to get that 3-0 clean sweep. Will look good at the end of the day on their record. And ACU back to the drawing board for that one, looking to see what went wrong and see if they can come back stronger in their next game.
Absolutely. We have had some great games tonight, though, Tins. I gotta say, not only did we see our first game where Open Net Esports really came out with a bang, very explosive, putting so much pressure on the Southern Cross Yellow. And then we saw in Group A, our defending champions, UniSA, really put a show on. But MQ, Nasi, Goreng, not only were they able to take them all the way to Game 5, but almost pull out a win as well. So it just goes to show there's some incredible underdogs in this season that are looking to kind of pull UniSA away from the throne and really make this season their own. And then that Game 3 as well, just a dominant performance from RMIT Black.
Exactly right, and it just goes to show the level of play that we're going to be seeing in this competition. And it's only week 1. We have so many more weeks to go before we decide who will be making that playoff run. That being said, we got to thank the sponsors yet again today. They make this whole thing possible, so huge shout out to Chatime, AOC Monitors, Indomie Insta-Ready Noodles, and Rig Headsets. That is all from us today, but don't go anywhere because next week we'll be seeing some more AEL University League Rocket League action here on this channel. It's been an absolute pleasure casting with you, Kadius, and I hope we get to do more in the future.
Oh, and you too, Tins. It's been an absolute pleasure.
That being said, that is all from us today, and we'll see you back on this channel next time.